Okay. Hey guys. Just want to give you guys a quick update of the future guide I'm coming out with. It's gonna be a big one. If you guys been checking out my progress on Twitch TV, I'm working on a way so the player can come in if they're a new player or they just wanted to see how to play a witch doctor or figure out what's the most efficient thing to do in seasons or just in regular standard play to be able to get a witch doctor to be able to get to T6 within 24 hours. Now, I know a lot of people out there probably say, well, Debo, yeah, you can definitely get a character to T6 within 24 hours, but I'm trying to do it along the lines of if you're starting off fresh. I'm not really considering non-season. I'm considering it as if you were to have a fresh account or something brand new, or if you're basically, most importantly, making a new character in seasons, you will be able to start an adventure mode with level 1 Witch Doctor for season 2 or whatever season you decided to do, even if you're getting into the season real late right now. And within the first 24 hours, you'll be able to get to level 70, start building progression level set gear to get to the higher level torments. Then ultimately, within the first 24 hours, which I'm hoping to get the guy down to, and even keep reducing the time to less than that, is to take a character that was level 1, and within the first 24 hours of in-game time, getting them to the in-game farming content, or at least part of the in-game, which the big in-game for everybody to strive for is to get to Torment level 6 right away on their Witch Doctors or whatever class they play, farm up, get a lot of Paragon levels and gear and stuff, start crafting all your different gear sets and things you want to focus on to make a run towards the end game, which is also the second part of the end game, which I call which are the greater risks. Because the first part is you're always going to do T6 risks, you're always going to get experience to get the Paragon levels. You need to do it so you get money, craftables, and be able to upgrade your gear and get the best possible gear as possible before you start venturing onto the greater risk system, where you're ranking against other people basically on how high you can climb within the dungeons and stuff through the rifts. And the second part of the endgame, why I consider a greater risk, because then you start obtaining your legendary gems. You start obtaining, really just is obtaining the legendary gems, and of course there's a higher amount of drop rates and things like that inside the greater rifts and more focused items you can go after. I've noticed like some of my best drops has come from the greater rifts, and I've also noticed that the higher I go up, it's just the better quality items I get. I don't know if that's just me or being superstitious, but predominantly the main thing about greater rifts is the legendary gems, and the legendary gems can level up based on how high you can climb the rifts. So first part of the end game, T6. Last part of the end game, the finale, grinding out greater rifts, leveling up your gems to max level. That's what everybody's focusing on. And like the main reason why I came up with this idea about the 24-hour Witch Doctor was just I played Path of Exile and I started a week-long competition race and I got my ass totally handed to me while I was at level 24, 25 thinking I was hot shit. You had guys that are at 40, 43, 45 just straight up dominating the game. We both started at the same start in the season at the same exact time with the same exact character, but the difference is that they planned and laid out a whole itinerary of what they were going to do from the leveling process towards the gearing and progressing to get themselves to higher up levels, and then actually putting themselves into in-game content. In that game, they got maps. Maps is like their in-game with with one Uber boss and some other things that you can do. But that's basically that's what they do. Everything is to get them to the end game as fast as possible, because once they hit the end game, then basically it's just a race to in their ladder. It's whoever gets to level 100 first. So they have a whole game plan planned out to get to the end game, so then they can farm and simply just push themselves to the max level. So with that being said, and you guys know what's going on, that's the build I'm getting ready to prepare, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I imagine by next week I'll have a nice big post about it, or I might actually have a post about it this week. I know I might post the first testing of it. The first testing of it's going to incorporate all my findings from the first session, which is basically 24 hours on a fresh new made Witch Doctor and just seeing what I can do. And then I'm going to take all the findings from the first run, and then I'm going to look at what I can improve, make some changes, and then I'll do the second run. The second run will probably occur on the P.T.R, and I'll just go ahead and run 24 hours on that Witch Doctor, jot down everything, check my notes, check to see what I was doing good, check to see what was going bad, and then do another time for the third attempt, and do it once again for the fourth attempt. So we're looking at about hopefully 4 24-hour runs. on 4 different witch doctors and testing to see what's the most efficient way to get to level 70 if you're playing by yourself. Because, I mean, of course, playing in a group is always going to speed up the process in a new season. So, I mean, of course, you're going to play with other people, or there's other tactics involving like maybe what classes you run with. But I just wanted to make a generalized guide and a generalized understanding that if you're a witch doctor, we know how to itinerize everything, lay everything out, execute everything that we need to do so we can get off on the right foot in the shortest amount of time. Plus, I figure a guy like this might help some people who don't have enough time to sit at home and look through forums and figure out what's the best thing. If somebody can just whip open this guide, look at all the information, and be like, okay, this is the first step, and he said to get this and do this and do this. Oh, okay. I was able to get my levels done really quickly. Oh, I was able to do this no problem. Oh, okay. You know, and that's just basically the ultimate guide to this. So this is just going to be the first update. Expect for the first 24-hour part guide to be out on Friday with some other information. And then by next week I'll have part 2 and part 3. I probably might get part 2 done by Sunday, Monday, then part 3 done by the next week, and then I'll get the 4th final 24-hour run in. And the way I've been doing it on this Twitch TV is the first day, it's just the first 8 hours is just leveling. Followed by the next 8 hours, it's just setting up to get to Torment level 3 and get ready to start doing Greater Rifts. And then the last part of the 8 hours, which is the 16 to 24 hours, the first 24 hours is to get all the legendary gems that you're making an attempt for, build upon what gear you gotten already. Like, for example, on this Witch Doctor, I've gotten a Renho Flailer, and I also got a Jerome, so I'm going towards that build path. If I were to have gotten maybe a Wormwood or gotten something else or different, then I would build towards that. And the main goal is to get the T6, get the 3 major gems, and figure out a build that we're going to go for. And then just get as much done within the first 24 hours. So once we're done, then we can just start running T6 and running Greater Rifts to really start pushing our characters to the next level and start heading towards that end game, which is basically running a ton of Greater Rifts and stuff. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. I also got some more written guides I'm going to be adding to the videos that I actually submitted before. And I also starting to put a lot of my builds inside the build section on Diablo Fans, so make sure to check that out. But as always, I'll be streaming on a regular basis, mostly from about 4 p.m. in the afternoon at Pacific Standard Time to about 12 or 1 in the morning. Might start on a little bit sooner. I might start on a little bit later. I will not start later than 5. I will not start earlier than maybe 12. So check me out. Twitch TV, if you guys have any questions, I'm streaming every day. If you have any questions too, or you just need something more direct, you put it down in the YouTube comments so I can comment back and let you guys know what's going on. But this is going to keep me occupied until season 2, plus I figure it's a good way to keep us preoccupied and doing something productive as opposed to doing nothing. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I was happy to keep this video under 2 minutes, to keep you guys knowing what's going on, keep you guys in the loop of what's going on. Today is the 2nd of December. I'm going to finish the last 8 hours later on today. And then, let me see, is today Wednesday? I think today's Wednesday, right? No, today's a Tuesday. It's actually about to be the 3rd, which is going to be a Wednesday. So I will be finishing up the first assessment on Wednesday. That means probably by Thursday/Friday, probably Friday, I'll have the first 24-hour Witch Doctor information posted officially for you guys to see with the complete guide and review of how everything's going. And then probably by that next Monday I'll have part 2 of the 24-hour guide, and then I'll just keep going on and doing these 24-hour attempts until we figure out what's an efficient way to bring up a brand new Witch Doctor. So that's enough rambling for me. Thanks for checking everything out and always watching my videos and supporting you guys, and I look forward to seeing you this Friday on the man, I'm so bad with days, 3rd, 4th, on the 5th of December for the first update post, and also the guide, or just talking about the 24-hour Witch Doctor. So we'll see you guys then.